I got sparkling water, got my tea, and just have like normal water. I don't know.
I got a pink lemonade transfusion.
Is this an ad?
No, it's just honestly, it's delicious. Like shout out to Barstool Sports and their pink lemonade vodka. It's an awesome drink. Oh, speaking of drinks, I had an energy drink earlier. You ever have an energy drink and you like open up the can, you smell it, and you're like, this is poison just by the smell?
Not since like the original Monster, no.
Okay, so I was at work and I was getting ready to lift, and my buddy was going to run an errand. I was like, hey, do you mind grabbing me an energy drink? And he goes, dude, I'm gonna get you the worst one on the. I'm like, please do actually get me what you feel like would be the worst tasting thing that you can find. So he's like, bet. So he comes back, and I wish I still had the can on me. It was a black cherry vanilla bang. That guy right there.
Black cherry vanilla bang.
Black cherry vanilla.
Okay.
Dude, it tasted like Robitussin.
Okay.
Straight Robitussin.
Don't want it.
And
yeah,
I drank it because caffeine. But
because I'm Andy.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I literally opened it up, dude, and I was like, oh, this smells like childhood cold medicine.
No, that's definitely gotta suck.
But so I'm sitting there drinking it, and he's like, give it a rating. So I said, I need to split this into two categories, right? Effect and taste. Effect, great, solid 8 out of 10.
Because it had a bunch of caffeine, is what you mean.
300 milligrams right to the dome. Taste, 2.4.
Taste is 2.4. Holy cow!
Horrendous. So Bang Energy, horrendous.
Get your stuff up, Bang.
And I
Red Bull on Bang.
No, I think actually, I want to say I thought they just sold to Monster.
No, Monster owns Reign.
Yeah, okay.
So
you're right.
So the only reason I have an energy drink story, if we're on energy drink stories,
yeah, I mean, let's go for it.
So, my buddy who works for Monster, shout out Cole. He probably doesn't listen, but that's okay. He was like, we do this thing where I get dinner with him and my buddy's father. And we do that because he passed away, and I want to. Anyway, that's not important.
Yeah, no, it's a good story.
It is, yeah. I mean,
legitimately, I wasn't saying that sarcastic, by the way.
No, I know. I know what you meant. I was just saying, like, that's not important to this story. Anyway, we hung out, and he was like, I have some Monster in their trunk for you. And I was like, dude, I'm all about it. I'm kind of on a no caffeine kick right now, but sure, I'll be back. I'll definitely drink some. He has 15 cases of Monster, and he gives me 6. He gives me 6, and I can
6
and
cases or 6 cans.
No, cases.
So he gave you 6
cases of 24.
Dude.
Yes. I know. It's a great perk to have. The guy's awesome. I thought he was joking. I was like, there's no way there's 15 in here. And my buddy's dad got the rest, but it was
all right. So I need to do some math. Hold on a second. What's a case of Monster cost? Like $35, $36?
$36 at Sam's. I know that because I went to Sam's right after.
So that's $216.
Dude,
St. Louis
is
a 4.5 hour trip. So that's roughly what, 260 miles, I think, from me.
Oh, okay. I see. Like I see where you're going with this.
2 or 3 fill-ups on the tank. Dude, that might be worth it for me to take a trip down to St. Louis for 6 cases of Monster.
It just depends on like if he's gonna do that, dude. Like
that's G status awesome. Right there, to be honest.
No, I mean, yeah, not even close.
Like yeah, wow, good friend.
That's a real good friend.
Good friend. I like him already, and I'm not even friends with him. Cole is his name?
Yeah. Cole's his name.
Shout out Cole.
Shout out to Cole.
Please listen, Cole, because you're getting a free shout out. No free shout outs.
No free shout outs, except if you're a drink of some sort.
Except if I can use you to make money, yes. Then I will shout you out for free. But
I'm gonna publicly apologize to the audience too. I have not been good at sharing, and I need to share better, and I need everyone to hold me accountable.
I'll put and I need to hand up accountability. I've said I'm going to put a poll on some things, and I haven't done it on our Spotify. I'm going to put a poll up this week.
Okay.
What would people want from Q on this podcast? By the way, we are going to give a free shout out. If you are already, or if you're not already, I don't care. Go subscribe to the IQ Fitness podcast.
Oh, thank you.
So Q has his own show. It's 25, 30 minutes per episode. Fitness information. I'm smart. Q's smarter than I am. Go listen to him. His last episode, I believe it was number 6. Am I correct?
Episodes. Wow, you know better than I do. Yeah, episode 6.
That's because I just listened to it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
No, you're welcome. So his last episode
7
was
tomorrow.
Yeah, it was a Q&A episode, which I really enjoyed. But in all seriousness, like if you're looking for tips and this is the day and age of digital digital access to information. It is free to listen to Q.
Completely free.
So give him a free shout out and go listen to the show. I'll put it in the description of this one.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but let's do a poll on this episode. What would people want to hear or have Q share on this show? Maybe that'll be something we can, I know we tried the Q's Corner thing, but maybe there's something
Q shares.
Q shares. Q shares hard words. Words are hard.
Words are hard. Serendipitous. That's a hard word. There you go.
That's a good word.
By the way, when you rewatch this and you watch me put on my headphones and turn my hat around, there's some good screenshots in there. I can guarantee it.
Oh yeah, I was honestly going to make a comment about Over the Top, the movie.
Don't know what that is.
So it's the arm wrestling one with Sylvester Stallone.
Never have I heard about it or watched it.
What?
Do I lose points? I lose points.
No, I mean kind of only for it's in that category of
when did it come out?
Oh God, in the 80s, I think.
I mean, I wasn't alive, so.
It 87, yeah. So it's at right at the height of the 80s action stars. It's it's in that category of Con Air, really good bad movie.
Okay. I feel you on that one.
Yeah, you know what I mean? A movie you would watch because it's on, because it has Sylvester Stallone, but it's not a good movie.
It's a thing.
It's got Robert Loggia in it. It has Rick Zumwalt.
Robert Loggia.
Yeah. Good Family Guy.
Do you watch Family Guy?
Yeah. Robert Loggia.
Yeah. R as in Robert Loggia.
Okay. Terry Funk, former WWE superstar, rest in peace, just passed away.
Are you? Okay, I was just about to. Are you a wrestling dude?
Yeah, I do. Speaking of wrestling, we need to have our buddy who's a wrestler come on the show.
Ooh, we do.
That's what we should do.
I want to call him out too. Hey, if he doesn't watch this podcast, I'm gonna fold him like a lawn chair, buddy. So I hope
I'll give him an elbow drop from the top rope, and
you'd be good at wrestling.
Me?
I think you would be. Yeah.
Which part?
The wrestling part, the fake part,
the wrestling from South Park.
Maybe not the actual wrestling. Maybe I'm sure you're athletic enough, but
thanks.
What am I trying to say here? The
promo part, right?
Exactly. That's exactly it. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. You know what? I honestly would take that as a compliment.
Apparently this guy is pretty good. I almost said his name there, but he's got it, which I ever since I've known him, he loves the stuff.
Yeah. I don't know him as well as you do, obviously. I don't
freak athlete.
Yeah.
Can jump.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Can jump like crazy.
I don't talk to him as much as I wish words are hard. Much as I wish I did. But I do, say, what he's doing is awesome. He was on AEW, which is the second biggest wrestling platform on TV right now.
Yeah, see, I don't know anything about any of that, so that's cool.
And yeah, I know he's a huge fan, but yeah, I mean, I think that'd be fun. Talk a little wrestling, maybe see if him and I can cut a promo on the show, and you can judge who has the
You want me to reach
better.
out to him right now?
Yeah, text him. Just be like, hey, we're talking about you live on the show, and why don't you come on, next week or
Got it.
two. Once I figure out how to integrate phone calls in this thing, we should just call people randomly. That'd be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
But I think he'd be fun because we could have like a. I wonder if we could do like cutting a promo, and then we could like, because obviously he's not to give away too much to the audience, but he's working his way up in the professional wrestling ranks and doing really, really well right now. But kind of like, feel him out a little bit and feel out what, yeah.
Hopefully, speaking of, I don't know what I was going to say, actually. I just had a brain fart. Where's our guy?
He should be here any minute, but that's okay.
Cool. It's okay. We can talk.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Shoot, what was I going to say? Do you like books?
I do like books. Oh, you're making fun of. I get it.
Yeah, that was tough luck. That's okay. I know what I was gonna say.
Sure. I'm gonna flip my hat around again. Go.
We were texting back and forth about like the social media thing earlier, right?
Yeah.
I found my new favorite thing on social media.
Okay.
This guy who I DM'd right after I started following him. So we'll see if it manifests in anything. His name is Eric Lottery, ERICKLOTTARY on Instagram.
I'm gonna look him up real fast. You talk.
His account is my new favorite thing to watch. It is so motherfucking funny. I spent like multiple times today just laughing. Yeah, yeah. And he's got a clothing line.
To watch.
It's literally just my favorite source of entertainment right now.
Okay, I like that.
And like the bad parts of social media don't exist when I watch this guy's stuff.
Good.
Like it's all just, it makes me laugh so hard.
Okay, well that's all I
so Eric Lottery or OG Lot. I sent you a DM if you listen, watch, whatever. But
he just randomly tuned in.
Hey, you never know. I might clip that and send it to him. But I did reach out to him to get him on the show. Because obviously I'm a golf fanatic, so it'd be fun. But yeah, just amazingly funny entertainment, and I guarantee you will watch one video and see why it's so funny. You're not a golf guy, I know that, but that's okay.
No.
That's okay. Before our boy comes on, how do we feel about the Shane Waldron hire?
I don't know enough about him. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm scoping out socials, and it seems like people are happy. Dude, I'm taking this freaking hat off.
Okay. Well, I didn't know much about him either when they first announced it, but I did do some digging.
Okay.
And he's got a good track record. He was on 2 of the Patriots Super Bowl winning teams as a passing game coordinator. I like that. He was with the Rams for 4 years. When they went to the Super Bowl, that's the year they lost to the Patriots, but it was also during the time when they had that 56-52 game against Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Passing game coordinator for the Rams and quarterbacks coach. So
okay.
I like that. And then he was with Seattle and helped revive Geno Smith in his career. He's a McVay guy, obviously. Love that.
McVay's good track record for sure.
Yep, love that.
Do you?
He's a McVay and a Belichick guy.
Oh well, okay, well you gotta like him then. I do.
I like it. I mean, he got, and no disrespect to Geno Smith, but he got Geno Smith to throw for 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns.
Yeah, no disrespect to Geno, because Geno's definitely he didn't answer,
Yeah, he didn't write back.
But he didn't write back, right? That's what I meant to say. Damn it. But first of all, I'm a big Geno guy. So, but I don't mind it. I was really intrigued about the Cliff Kingsbury thing, but That just almost would solidify that Caleb Williams is getting drafted. So I
Right.
don't know if I don't know.
So
And then I also heard, who else was getting? There's someone else that I was pretty excited about, but
Zach Robinson maybe from the Rams.
no. Although I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah.
Someone else, that not
Well,
important. Go on.
With the Kingsbury thing, so I had a thought on that, and tell me your thoughts. So like, I was in the same boat. If they hired him, it was like imminent they were going to draft Caleb Williams.
Sure.
I wonder if the main reason for interviewing him was to like get the lowdown on Caleb Williams, and maybe they'd heard something they didn't like.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like what I hear about Caleb
I
Williams.
don't either. I don't want him at all.
I think I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a pair, but I just think the dude is kind of a prima donna, eh?
He's a problem. I mean, look, there's enough evidence, in my opinion, that shows that he's all about himself, and
100%.
I know, and like, if he's supposed to be the next Patrick Mahomes, why was his team 7-5 this year? Number one.
Well, his defense was terrible. Patrick Mahomes himself went, I believe, 7-5.
Come on, let me have that one.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I looked this up earlier, and I'm going to pull it up again. So I looked up his game log, right? This is how much of a meatball I am for the Bears that I don't want this guy. So against ranked teams this year, okay,
Yeah, I've seen this.
He had 4 games, 0-4. He threw for 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Not good. Not good. And again, that's not all on him, but if he's supposed to be this, surefire, can't miss, like, why does he not play well against the ranked teams? And losing aside, he didn't play well.
Mm.
And then I was like, all right, well, because I've been a fan of Bo Nix for a long time, and I think he's more of a low risk, high reward type guy. Bo Nix had 6 games against ranked teams this year. And in those 6 games, through 17 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost for words because Bo Nix, I'm not so impressed with Bo Nix, but maybe he grew up. He's also been in college for 14 years, I feel like. So.
Yeah, he's basically my age at this point. That's fine.
Yeah, no, he's
but
definitely 45.
But that's why I think like low risk, high reward, right? Like you're not.
Are you saying that that's someone that you could think about drafting as a backup?
Yeah, for sure. But hey, our guy's here, so we're gonna bring him in. Yo Murphy. There he is. There he is. We got you.
I can absolutely.
Hey guys, I am so sorry. I'm all over the place, running behind. I appreciate your patience and
look, man. You're a busy man. I think I told you I got 2 young kids. I'm a single dad, so I understand busy. No apologies necessary. Please don't even feel obligated. I want to first speak for both of us and say thank you for donating your time.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for this because we obviously have mutual connections, and I see how highly they speak of you. So I had to reach out, and I wanted to speak to you myself. So appreciate you for donating some time to us. While we get started here, if you could just take a quick minute, introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and then we'll get going.
All right, sounds good. First of all, happy to be here. Appreciate the opportunity to sit and chop it up with you guys. And I'm strength coach, speed coach. I've been doing this for about 20 years now in Tampa, Florida, and just having an opportunity to develop from young kids to adults to, high-level athletes. So, just being support for some of these guys, going through this journey. Right now we have 21 combine athletes in the building, preparing to get after it soon. I think we have a few leaving for East West Shrine and Senior Bowl this week. and we have about 15 MLB and MILB athletes in the building at the same time. So
Wow.
it's a really exciting time of year, and we get an opportunity to do a lot of good work.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that's an impressive resume, and again, with the mutual connections we have, shout out to Doc, to Jordan Shallow. He's
Oh yeah.
a guy I will message all the time, and I've told him many times, like, even though he's younger than me, I feel like I look up to him just with what he does, what he knows, what he shares. So it's a again, if he speaks so highly of you, I had to get to know you myself. But the combine thing is the thing that caught my eye, because I wanted to dive into that first. And like, my biggest question with you is a two-parter. One, how did you, not to sound like an ass, but like, how did you get so lucky that that's what you were able to do? Because it's awesome. But two, like, how does that evolve each year? Like, how do you build off of last year's combine to do better and do more for the kids that you had and the crop that comes out? Like, I've seen the roster you guys have. So like, how does that get planned out over the 12 months that go in between?
Your first question, I really at no point you got into this thinking about combine. When I first started, it was getting heated up, but it wasn't as big as it is, as a monster now. I just really focused on developing athletes, and from my playing time, it was always about movement. How do you move? So first, I just wanted to go deeper and understand the body once I retired, and then two, I just went to a ton of speed coaches. Tried to look at the body always in motion, and just try to learn a lot about the combine there, or about speed there. And it's, you said about how it evolves every year. It's so crazy, because you mentioned someone like Jordan. What we do, what Jordan is so amazingly good at, probably a lot better than I do, is just assessing the body and understanding how everybody moves. And so my big thing in my program was we don't take over 26 guys. We keep the numbers down so we can make sure everybody gets individualized attention. And then these assessments and these amazing, people that we have part of our program that can put us in that right direction. If we're focused on that individualized attention, every athlete gets what they need. So, everybody has a book. Their program is set according to their, strengths and weaknesses and asymmetries. And so to get to how combine evolves, it's crazy, because every year you're just in front of different guys. We all know what the tests are. I tell guys every year, combine's a test we know all the answers to. It's just about getting the work right for each individual athlete and then them executing on it.
Makes sense. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, Yo did have a professional football career, which we will get into here in a few minutes.
Very cool.
But so with and I do want to say that what you said is right about Jordan. I think he's one of the best in the world at manipulating people to move the right way. I take a lot from him in what I do. I work with athletes too, and general population, and I again will either mention him in something that I post or just message him directly, and like I'm amazed at like the amount of detail that goes into this, and like being able to pull the resources from somebody like him and share it with my audience, and but give credit where credit's due is the beauty of this day and age. But with the philosophy that you guys come into based around testing, so you have an endpoint, you have an analysis that you want these, or a test or analysis, whatever, that you want these guys to perform best at. Like my thought process immediately goes to like reverse engineering, right? Like you have the day of the test and you work backwards to start, the specificity that is needed for each athlete to improve in their area. Like what have you brought from your 20 years that you still stand by today? And what do you feel like has been the biggest change that you've been like, oh, this is evolving with the times that you've maybe had to adapt to or learn more of to be the best, to do the best and be the best at what you do?
Man, I don't even know where to start there, because it's funny, I was actually sitting in there, and there's, we had some new tech in the office, and it's like everything kind of comes full circle. It's just the way that you look at everything, because you said it, like the tests don't change, so it's the science, the training, and some people say the athletes, but I don't know if that's really changed. So I guess the biggest thing that I've learned is how to do a lot less. Um, as a strength coach, or anybody, I guess, when you're working with people, when you can't actually, when you can't actually compete, it's sometimes just, it's so hard to just say, okay, that's enough. You know what I mean? It's like you're always looking for more. And what I've just really started to lean on, what I've done is just really leaning on my sports scientists and my therapist, just to let me know when guys can take more, or when we've done enough, or, just load management, readiness. It just used to be like, and I hate to say this if anybody hears this, I used to work with in the past, I was always wanting another rep, because that rep wasn't it. So I always want another rep. Hey, let's get one more. And then, the player, coach, can I get one more? Yeah, let's go. And so I would say that's the biggest thing. I I just have the opportunity to just bring guys in that handle that space, that just, let me focus on just being a coach, and they, let me know what I should be coaching, I guess.
Minimum effective dose type of thing, right?
Exactly.
That way. Okay, perfect. So my name's Quentin, by the way. It was very awkward why Andy was cutting me off, but I transparent.
My bad. Hand up accountability on that one.
Transparency here. I'm new to you and who you are. I followed Jordan Shallow for a little bit, and I immediately went on Instagram and I did the thing, and I scrolled and tried to get the background. Your social media, by the way, is great. Do you do it? Do you handle your social media?
No,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even getting, no.
I like that. Okay, well, that's perfect. That's all. That was just a one-off question. The real question is, so what was the moment in your career that you knew that this was going to be the path that you took? Like the combine specifically, I guess. Like, did you have a specific athlete or specific student, or anyway, go ahead, speak.
I think so. When we first started, I had an opportunity to, when I got out of football, the guy that trained me for all those years, I ended up shadowing, and, just really trying to figure out how I wanted to, I guess, get in this space. So the reason I started after I tore my quad tendon when I was with the Rams, and I had one more year possibility to play with them in a contract, and I went to this performance specialist, and I couldn't even tighten my quad, let alone walk or run, and how he got me back. It blew my mind how much you could help in that space. I just thought strength coaches were strength coaches. You know what I mean? They just, get you to run fast and jump high. And so when I got done playing, I knew I wanted to do something in this space. I didn't know what it was. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to work with, people come out for the combine, training speed, strength, going into more of the therapeutic side. And so then I just got into it. I went with him. He did combine at a lower level, and I just started shadowing him and fell in love with it. And I think because it's so new, like when you train an NFL vet, whether he's a first, second, third year vet, it's like it's something that he's gone through. And combine is something that these guys have never gone through, nor will they ever do it again. And so it's just such such a cool opportunity to be a part of such a transition of seeing these guys go from, all American, all of this at University of Michigan, Alabama, and then to see kind of some chinks in the armor and to see some humility and and you see that all the time from the best guys, that confidence is there, but that humility. But anyway, that kind of being a part of that early and not to the extent where I could run my own show and run it where these guys can really, you can get exposure to them. I just fell in love with it. Just the not the actual combine, but that process.
Sure. You're just speaking. You just said something that kind of made me want to ask another question too. You're speaking about the transition of these, young adults. Do you find yourself being more of a mentor than a trainer or a coach? And do you find that more valuable? Because I coach young athletes,
Okay.
anywhere from 8 to 18, and those they get handed off, But for you, like you're saying that they're finding humility and they're kind of finding themselves as an adult. I can imagine you're probably looked at as a mentor than more so than a coach. Is that correct, or am I right there?
Yeah, because just imagine, we've all been through some sort of transition like that. How important, that trust in a relationship. So, like when I'm recruiting these guys, I don't really, I don't really talk football with them or the combine. We'll go through what our company does, send in material. I'll have that with them, but then it's just about building a relationship because there's so much involved in such a short period of time. They have to trust that you're going to do what you say, and so that's really what I do. And like I said, there's some places that take 50, 60 guys. We take 24 and that's usually high for us. Like this year we have 21 with an ACL. So it's really 20 guys that are working every day. And it's real personable. It's real emotional, motivating. You know what I mean? Like we really make sure that in my book that they have to fill out and give back to me. It says, what's your why? What's the reason? What pushes you? What's your purpose? We have all those questions in it, so we can have that kind of relationship, and that. So it is a mentorship,
Awesome.
really through the whole program,
I just think young adults need some sort of father figure or some sort of authority figure in their life, no matter if they have one or not. But the more the merrier, I guess. But I guess you kind of said something. Sorry, Andy, you can talk here.
You're good.
But what is your why? Why do you do this?
Why do I do just this specific thing, or
why are you involved in men's life or this category or of athlete? Why? Yeah, what made you?
Yeah, so I mean, I believe my why is my family. Like my why is being a protector. Like I always want to make sure that, and that's why I tell my kids I'm here for. Period. And so my why is that, protector and my family, and I feel that part of this builds into that because I will make sure, and I tell these guys, when they come, I said, if there's anything that you need for this program, I'll make sure you get it. And so when I really put myself out there because one, I want them to trust me, and two, I know that they're not going to be disappointed. And so, I want everybody to come in our program like that. We're all understand, fitness and strength and conditioning and all that. When you get elite athletes that have a lot on the line, if you can get them into believing in what they can do, believing in themselves, and it's over. We won,
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I really try to focus on that first. We all know sets and reps, and there's some things that you need to do as far as the central nervous system and how you get somebody there is it's just as important as how you keep them there. When it gets close to the event, but everybody in the country is doing squats and deadlift, broad jumps. So you need to make it about more than, and that's what I believe. You know, there's some great facilities that are doing it with big numbers and turnover because their system is strong. But the way that we do it is the way that we do it, you know.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Psychology, in my view, is 10 times stronger than physiology. You know,
Yeah.
if they believe in themselves, they're going to make it to the next level. I'm sure you see so much talent every year. You know, everyone has talent at that level that's coming to you anyway. It's
Yeah.
probably a little bit more mental than it is anything else. But anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, no, and I wanted to kind of lean into something you mentioned. You know, I've had the privilege of working with high level collegiate, pro, high school, young athletes, whatever. And I think one of the commonalities that I've noticed is everybody's always willing to do the physical work no matter what, because
Yeah.
they're there for a reason. Like they don't know periodization, manipulation of certain joints to make the movement patterns optimal and XYZ. But I think the common theme that always revolves around, like at least with me, what I do is that there's almost like an unlocking of the other side, right? Like of the, hey, what do you actually want to do this for? Is it to be good at your thing, or is it to set yourself up to be good, to have the opportunity to be safe and then go be good at something else? To kind of have like chapter one of their life or career be in athletics, and then be set up so chapter two can be a seamless transition and be successful. And like, one of the things I wanted to ask you directly was, what do you feel like has been like, or if there's ever been a situation where you've had to kind of step back and be like, this person may not be here for the right reasons. Like, have you ever had that happen with any of the groups that you don't have to, obviously don't drop any names, but like, has that ever come up where you've had to, really assess somebody's why? And like, does this fit Yo Murphy? Does this fit, what we are trying to do and build? Because obviously it is a business. You need to make your living. So like, have you ever had that happen, in the years that you've been doing this?
Yeah. So there's been 2 times where I really had to assess if we could really work with somebody that, I mean, in a big way. We've had disagreements with people and had to ask them to leave. But I had 2 guys, combine guys, get in a fight, and one guy right there in the weight room, I ran up and grabbed the one guy that started, and he was a guy that had been doing things like that. Not, that was the first time that he would fought somebody, but just, you know, talking trash, doing whatever to push people's buttons that much. And so I grabbed him, we got him out of there. And the big thing about it is those small groups, there's so much influence, good and bad. Like you need guys to really be all pushing in the same direction. If you do, it's incredible the results you get. But you get some guys that are just toxic, other guys that were good, 4 weeks ago, all of a sudden they're looking at things that you shouldn't even be focused on, So that incident happened. And then, just like you said at the end, you said, is this somebody that Yo Murphy would want to be, tagged to? I had a guy, high level baseball player, one of the players that everybody in the world knows and has been known forever. I was training him, and he and I became friends after he retired. And there was another guy, young guy I trained, and he said, "Hey man, I don't know if it's going to be good for you to keep training that guy. Talented dude, but he said you're not going to want your name associated with him, and it just made me think because it's like you said in the next breath, you're running a business, so it's just crazy because it was something that I used to feel when I was training the guy, about being lazy, about not being accountable, all these things that would come up. I'm thinking that about that guy, but then other people are looking at me thinking about kind of us in that way. You know what I mean? Like it seems like I was just guilty by association, proximity, and it just made me think. And I'll be 100% transparent and honest with you guys. I never stopped working with him. However, it just made me understand who I won't work with from now on. You know, I'm not going to be like some hero. And I said, oh, I was done with the guy. I kept doing it, but it ate at me all the time thinking about
Yeah.
it.
Well, I think it's big of you, number one, that you kept working with the person and didn't let an incident, derail the whole relationship. That's,
Yeah.
I'm a dad too. And I always tell my kids, like, if you have a bad day, that doesn't mean you have a bad week. If you have a bad week, that doesn't dictate a month, so on and so on. And, we go by move up and move down days with my children. And like, so kind of already trying to instill that mentality of like, hey, it's a bump in the road. It doesn't dictate who you are or what, this path is going to be. But I read a little bit of an interview that you did with Steelers Takeaways, and there was a question the interviewer asked you regarding confidence and how you train players. That you mentioned that you have a mental health coach that works with you guys. I don't know if this is an old interview or if it's new. So if it's past, I apologize. But that's one thing that I think is very, very undervalued when it comes to working with anybody, athletes or general population. And I'm not saying we're all, none of us are qualified to be therapists unless you are, obviously, but like the three of us here, I don't think any of us has a qualification to be a therapist, but to be an empathetic ear for somebody who is with you for an extended period of time, there is a lot of value in that. I know, for example, I had to really learn how to do that for the variety of people that I work with, how to empathize with high level athlete, how to empathize with middle school athlete, how to empathize with 80-year-old who has Parkinson's, things like that, and be the same person in a different room, so to speak. So when you had your mental health coach, and if I can drop the name Jonna Geneva,
Yep.
what was the biggest thing you picked up from that person to help you be a better ear for your players?
Man. That's a good one. I listening to her. So obviously when she'd do a one-on-one meeting, we wouldn't be in there, but I would listen to her and had a lot of conversation with her about what my program was. I think that's what was good with it. One is she always asked questions about you, not just how are you doing, but going into more detail. And so, excuse me, she kind of helped me get out of my own way. Because like you want so much. It's like what we were kind of talking about, one more rep. You want so much for these guys. And, especially as being dads, all of us on this call, you understand how fast time goes. And so you want to get everything to them. Like we're talking about mentorship, we're talking about trust. Like you want to get everything to them in that amount of time. And she's like, really helped me understand. And we had a lot of conversations about just like they're really only going to absorb what they can at that time. So kind of where their headspace is really all you want to focus on. And so she's just like, talk to them, let them talk, and then just stay in that space. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I operate under the look. You have 2 ears, one mouth. You should use it that way.
Yeah.
Well, I was just about to give you a compliment. I think you're the only guest that has been 100% attentive the whole time, and that's not meaning that the other guests are bad. I'm not throwing shit at our guests.
No.
I'm just saying that you are super focused, and I presume that's because you have to do the same with these athletes and these young kids. So I was going to pay you a compliment there and say that's what I've noticed during this whole interview. So are you always this laid back? Have you always been this laid back during your playing days and everything?
When I'm honestly, like if I'm not in it, I just try to really not be in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just really because there's so much I feel, there's a saying's been around forever, pressure is a privilege. And so it's like, you put yourself in those situations to, be in, to have an opportunity to do something great or whatever, and so there is pressure on you. And I feel like, man, when it's opportunity to chill. Like when I'm in Indy, if you guys would have wanted, first of all, I wouldn't have done it. But if we'd have done a podcast, the week of Indy combine,
Screaming.
I'd be going in and out of the screen so much.
Yeah.
But
that's awesome. That's good. I feel like you have to flip. I'm sure everyone appreciates that you work with too. It's like, oh, he's let him do his thing. Like he's in the zone. So yeah, if you'd have came on here, I guess good point, and started like screaming in the mic or whatever, then that'd have been.
I mean, it probably would have fired me up, to be honest.
Yeah. No. What time is it? Wait, you're in Tampa, right?
Time. Yeah.
What time is it? So is it 7:30?
8:20.
8:20. Yeah.
Oh shoot, we won't keep it too much longer. I promise.
Yeah, I got a little girl to put to sleep in about 10 minutes. So
we'll wrap up in 10 minutes for sure. Yeah.
Please do. I don't even have 10 minutes. I just have. Are you a Bucks fan now that you live in Tampa?
Well, so I played with the Bucks, and I've been here ever since. Yeah, so I've been here we've been in Tampa since, what was that, 98.
Okay.
Yeah, and honestly, I really cheer for the guys that I train. Like,
for sure.
So Tampa lost to Detroit, and I had 5 guys that work with me right now with the Lions. 6 guys with the Bucks. So I really was just cheering for everybody to ball out, and then whoever won.
As you should, man. That's the mark of a good coach.
Tampa had a great season too, so I enjoyed watching Baker and the guys get it done.
Yeah, no, I did. Baker, and I think I'm so pro athlete, not pro athlete, but for the
athlete. Yep.
Yeah, and he gets to town, and all the sports writers are saying it was awful, it was dumb, he's gonna blow it up in the towns doing it, and I'm just like, give the dude, just give him a chance to throw, throw one game. So I was excited he played well.
Yeah.
He had so many OCs in his short career. He was drafted by a poverty organization. I'll call it like it is. Sorry. The Browns at the time, and you got to give the guy a little bit of slack. And he clearly, he earned a contract. You think? I think he's going to.
I bet.
He's also gone through an amazing maturation process too, though.
For sure. From college to pro.
Yeah, and we gave him a lot of credit on our on last week's show, actually. But he's, the Baker that we saw on the big stage in college to now, no, it's not. And the way he carries himself in the media, the way the guy, look at the locker room. The guys love him. That goes such a long way. And I don't know the guy, but I would give him his flowers for the way he's matured and the way he's handled every step of his career. Last year alone, going from, I think it was 3 teams or 4 teams is unheard of. But to kind of speed things up so we can get you out, we do a segment on this show. We call it gas or pass. So it's basically like a buy or sell. So I would like to ask you, is there something from this week that you are really fired up about, or that you would just kind of air out some dirty laundry and be like, I pass on that. I never want to see it ever again.
Do the gas part.
Yeah, the gas part's
the laundry part.
I would say so. So if I say pass, I never want to see it ever again. That's what pass is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man.
No filters, by the way.
I definitely pass.
What do you pass on?
Oh, I got it. Oh, well, hell, I can't pass. I can't tell you the pass.
That's fine. That's fine.
This one, I'll do a little tamer one.
Okay.
So there's pass. The first one I would have said would have been trouble for me.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
My bad. I was lost on the game, I guess.
No, you're good. You're good.
So I'm telling you what I'm passing on. What I'm never seeing again.
Yeah.
I had an intern take a picture of a player and post it on their social media.
Bad move.
Yeah. Not fun.
Yeah, bad move.
That's clout chasey. That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah. So I'll go next, and then Q, we can wrap with you. For me this week, I'm gonna actually guess. I'm gonna give a special shout out to my parents. I, being 35, single dad, went through divorce last year. Realized that like if I didn't have the parents that I have, I would not be able to do the things that I do, because they have given me, and which I try to pass on to my kids, unconditional, unrelenting support, love, assistance if I've needed it, help with the kids, whatever. So I'm going to give a special shout out, and they do listen, so they will hear this, but I'm going to give a special shout out to my parents this week, and to any good parent out there, yourself included, to any good parent out there, what you do for your kids, you have my sincerest fired up gas for this week.
I'm gonna second that. You got to put your daughter to sleep, and Andy, I see what you're doing. I definitely guess good dads specifically. Moms get a lot of credit, as they should, but dads don't get as much credit.
Moms deserve it, trust me.
They do. No, they do. But hey, man, dads, good dads are.
We call it GDG.
They're needed.
GDG, good dad gang.
They're needed. Yo, I appreciate your time, man. I guess for Andy too. It was great interviewing you, and or at least listening to you talk, because you're doing the good work, and from what I understand. So I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you guys. That was fun. Really appreciate it.
Thank you again. We'll stay in touch for sure. Best of luck to you, to your guys, to your team. I appreciate gaining a new acquaintance, a new friend from this, and man, go do your thing, go be a dad. And appreciate you, and much love to you and yours.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, fellas. Stay in touch.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
All right, Murphy was dope as shit, by the way.
Very nice guy.
Loved it. Shout out to Doc Shallow for the connection there. But so guy played 14 years in the NFL and 3 years in Canada.
Didn't even I feel like a freaking idiot. Didn't even try to check that.
I mean, to be fair, I kind of threw him on you like as a surprise, but
yeah, no, I mean, but I was more interested. Like I that interview, and good for him, because he was so attentive. I really.
Oh yeah, literally one of the most focused people I've ever interviewed on.
But I could have talked to that dude for 2 hours about specifics. Like I really wanted to kind of pick his brain about programming and what he specifically does. But
yeah,
that's not what he wants, or that's not what appropriate to talk about at the moment.
No, and I mean, look, I can text him and maybe get him on again, and we can do like a more nerdy scientific show. But I wanted to get to know the guy,
right?
And I think he's awesome. I followed him for a little while now, and saw all the combine stuff that him and Shallow and Killian and those guys do, and it's awesome. So I hope the listeners out there got something out of that. Got an in-depth look on a guy that's doing the thing at the biggest level when it comes to being a strength coach. Go check him out. His Instagram is @yo.murphy. It'll obviously be linked in the description of the show. He's got a combine group at House of Athlete run by Brandon Marshall down in Destin, Florida, which is right outside of Tampa. So that'll be something I'll be paying attention to this year too, just to see, again, the roster that the guy sends to the NFL. So,
yeah, I want to specifically go look and see what type of athletes he's got. He's clearly doing good things. I mean, down in Tampa, Florida's a freaking. They're a freaking pinnacle of football. So I'm sure he's got some guys and gals in there.
Yeah, and I guess we can end the show with what's kept you sane this week, buddy.
Dude, I had a really long weekend. I got off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I was off Monday. So good time.
Okay.
That kept me sane. Got to catch up with stuff, do a lot of chores done, clean the house a couple of times. I like that. I love checking that off the list.
Okay.
What about you there, Andy?
That's very domestic of you, by the way. You're like a house cat.
I would be the bet if say my wife was like ran into a very good job and could provide for both of us, and then some.
Yeah.
I would be the greatest stay-at-home dad of all time, or
So,
husband, or trophy husband.
I feel like I'd be a really good one too. My only area that I would really mess up on is I am just not a detailed cleaner. Like I don't like dirty dishes, so the kitchen will always be like clean. I do laundry, but like the cleaning the little nooks and shit, like I'm not good at that.
Oh, dude, I'll do that in its heartbeat. You can hire me, by the way. Any listener out there, you can send me a Venmo. I'll drive to your house. I'll clean anything. Dude, I vacuum
at Quentin White 56 for those who want to send tips.
Yo, listen, I clean, I vacuum at least 3 times a week. So just I'm kind of weird like that, but whatever.
To answer your question, what's kept me sane? I'm gonna say sunlight when we've had the chance to see it.
Shout out to the Midwest, eh?
Shout out to the mid freaking West. It's winter, it is what it is, but over the weekend we had 2 days of sunlight. It was awesome. Took the kids ice skating. We're outside. Yeah, it was cold, but the sun was out, so it was kind of hard to not feel good about things. But yeah, but like, there's just something about like seeing the sun and not just having it be gray and hazy that just makes a day go by better. That's not even a real sentence. Makes the day feel better. So yeah, I'm gonna say sunlight.
I followed you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, sunlight, and then if I can add a second part to that, the like weekly / bi-weekly like lunch that I do with my buddy. I might have already said that once, but man, it's just good. It's just good to catch up with a buddy, eat some food, have some laughs, like not.
That's what I was talking about. That's how I got the 4 cases of Monsters.
Yeah, well, I didn't get 4 cases of Monsters, so.
And we're going to be sponsored by C4. That's why. And he just messaged me again. He said, "Hey, when are we doing dinner again?" So.
Oh damn it! I thought you said C4. I thought you were gonna say C4 messaged you.
No, C4 didn't message me, but my buddy with the Monster did. So.
Well, did our wrestling buddy say anything or not yet?
Yeah, he said he's about it. He
oh, good. Well, then let's set that up. We'll have a pro wrestler on, and we'll do it. We'll have a promo off. We'll see who can cut the best 2-minute promo. He'll probably win, but.
You should just send him a message too and say, "Hey, like, what's a good Tuesday?" Because I just messaged him too. So he's probably training right now.
Okay, yeah, anyway. I'll shoot him a note. But anyway, thanks everybody for listening. As always, hope you're enjoying that the video episodes are on Spotify now. Since I can't figure out the YouTube algorithm, but go to Spotify, go to Apple Podcasts, rate 5 stars, follow the show, subscribe, share. This many stars, this many if it allows. And you will get this many from me. But thanks as always for listening. We'll see y'all next week. That's horrible. I'm leaving it in.